Welcome to the Dream, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Damashi, and we're back for some more Opera Omnia. So, I had just gotten done recording KOTOR, Session 6 of KOTOR on stream, and I forgot to unmute my mic and my desktop audio for my reaction to this. So this will not be a blind reaction, and it won't be as hype as the recording, the initial recording that is scrapped because it has no audio. So let's take a look at Kefka, Guy, and Rosa, but mostly Kefka. If you're following this channel, you know that Kefka's my favorite character in anything ever. And Kefka's the reason I got into Final Fantasy, and we're really just here to react and talk about Kefka. So the first thing I want to bring up is Kefka did not get a lot of the things I wanted him to get, and a lot of the things I think he needed to get to remain relevant far into the future, like a lot of other level 90 characters and characters with reworks. He didn't get buff start on... His LD boards aren't getting a rework. He's not getting buff start on Dancing Mad. He's not getting buff start on his attack up. He's not getting golden frames. He's not getting... His Sneering Clown's not getting a reworked, which is unfortunate, because Kefka takes up so many buff slots, and some of his debuffs are, they were okay back in their day. And they also, his debuffs didn't get touched up to make them, in their own right, worth taking up 6 slots. Like, Kefka takes up 6 slots, but I don't think any individual one of his debuffs is as good as, say, Kurosame's debuff, or Jack's debuff. And the fact that they didn't update his debuffs to be like, hey, you're not going to be able to bring a lot of the calls that you want to bring. They didn't update his debuffs to match that. However, his burst might have. But we'll get to his burst later, because they didn't show his burst off in this video. So let's take a look at Rosa. C65 is a 7-turn duration. Let me turn that down. I can't hear myself think. Rosa's gotten some nice updates. From a pure damage perspective, I actually haven't read the change notes to her rework. But from a pure, like, she does damage now perspective, her damage isn't bad for support. It's more in line what I expected from Rosa the first time around. Also, HP dumps make every attack look better. Now let's look at Guy, because Guy got a big glow up. Actually, before we look at Guy, there's one thing I want to check with Rosa. So, I haven't read Rosa's notes, but I think Rosa got the Kate Sith gimmick, where when Kate Sith uses his LD effect, he batteries the character for how many brave hits they have. And I think Rosa has... Either Rosa or Guy has a similar mechanic now. It's hard to tell. But at least Guy seems to have it. Or at least on himself. Because whenever Guy hits Brave in this video... Like, look at those Brave battery numbers. That's ridiculous. Also, his LD actually does damage now. Like, look how much he's battering. That's a hard-hitting X right there. He's a big, beefy boy now. He's 16, do not loot him. Look at him, he's so beefy now. Hits hard. Now, the man of the hour, Kefka. Now, I talked shit at the start of this video, because Kefka did not get a lot of the things that I wanted him to get. However, and I also, when I went into the video initially, I talked shit about Kefka in both versions of this video, the one that you're not seeing, because of the lack of things that he should have gotten but didn't. However, I screamed my ass off when I saw what his attacks actually looked like. Because when I read his rework on paper, I was like, this is garbage. What? And then I actually saw him do numbers with Light of Judgment. It looks so much better this way, for one thing. Also, those are actual damage numbers. Those are real damage numbers right there. I actually crunched the numbers fully buffed up with a C65 that raises Brave damage and Brave damage. Kefka is, with blue armor, is going to be hitting, provided he can actually hit his HP damage caps. His Light of Judgment can do, bless you, baby, it can do 980k, 2 targets, assuming, you know, he's actually hitting his HP damage caps, which he likely will now with Burst. His Burst actually benefits his kit now that he has multiple HP damage up, multiple HP damage dumps. There is one thing I didn't mention in my previous reaction. They did not show off Meteor Plus, because Meteor Plus is garbage. I don't know what they were thinking with it. The fact that, yeah, it does total HP damage to all targets, but it's a single HP dump. Like, what? They have to change that, right? Like, that had to be why they didn't show it here, because they realized that it was bad and they're going to change it for when they show off his BT+. Surely, that has to be what's going to happen. Because, yeah, it's 12 hits. It's still a single HP dump. Like, that's your reward for pressing his EX button? Like, no. I don't know what they're doing. But I am, at least, my mind has been put at ease, at least a little bit for Kefka. We'll see what his BT Plus does. Now, the translations made it sound like he's going to have 80% HP damage up and either 40% Brave damage up to the party, or 80% 80% Brave damage up to the party. Either way, that's a nice upgrade. If he gets 80% HP damage up to the party, plus some Brave damage up, his burst will finally be worth a damn. Because in the past it wasn't, and its duration was increased to 8, which greatly helps him, because Kefka is a speedy boy with high turn rate. So hopefully this makes Kefka a lot better. I'm excited for that. Also, if you want to see the KOTOR stream, I haven't uploaded it to this channel yet, but the VOD is uploaded. The VOD's still there on Twitch, and I will be streaming the new story chapter later tonight, along with my pulls for Yeldnarsh. So if you want to check that out, you can. Alright, later. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please like the video, comment down below, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel, because it tells me you like my content and want me to keep making it. It also helps the channel grow. Until next time, later.